Alright, we have this question to solve. A boy spent half of his pocket money on food and one third on comic magazine and had 3 naira left. How much was his pocket money? Now, looking at this question, it's divided into two: the money spent and the money left. Okay, let's look at the fraction that was left, that was spent, and the fraction that was left. Now, you need to remember that when you're talking about something, whatever you're talking about is a whole and it's denoted as one in fraction. So for this one, let's solve it now. We're going to divide the question into two: the fraction spent, and then fraction left. Okay, now for the fraction spent, we have 1/2 on food and 1/3 on comic magazine. Okay, now we're going to add those together. For us to add this together, we can use LCM method, or the other method that I have that I call butterfly method because of its simplicity. That's what I would like to use. So 2 times 1, and that gives me 2. 3 times 1, that gives me 3. And then 2 times 3, that gives me 6. So I'm going to add the numerators together: 3 plus 2, and that gives me 5. And then I have my denominator, which is 5/6. So the answer to this is 5/6. That is the fraction that was spent by the boy. Now for the fraction left, I told you that the whole money that the boy had is 1. Okay, so now what we do now is to take the money spent from the whole money. Okay, that's going to be 1 minus 5/6. All right, to subtract this now, 1 is a whole. So for us to be able to have like fractions, we can rewrite this 5 in form of the denominator. So that will be 6/6. 6/6 is the same thing as 1. 6 divided by 6 is basically 1. Okay, minus 5/6. So this is like fraction. Because it's like fraction, so pick one of the denominators. 6 minus 5, that gives me 1. So this is the fraction left. And the fraction left is basically 3. Okay, now let's ask ourselves a question. If 1/6 of certain amount is 3, what is the money, or what is the number? Okay, now let's write it down in form of sentence. 1/6 of certain amount that I'll call x, or you denote it by any letter of your choice, that gives me 3. So this is telling us that 1/6 of certain amount is 3. So what is that amount? So for that is going to be 3 times 6, which is 18. So that is 18 naira. So the money that he has as his pocket money is 18 naira. Or if you had watched my video on open sentence or simple equation, you know that when you have something like this, 1/6 of its multiplication, x equals 3. Okay, now you can write all of them in form of fraction. So 1 times x gives me x, 6 times 1 gives 6, equal 3/1. So when you have this kind of equation, all you need to do is to cross multiply. X times 1, that gives x, and 6 times 3, that gives 18. Okay, so you can see you have the same answer, 18 and 18.